A 500k Bitcoin to many sounds absolutely insane. In fact, we didn't even reach 100k last bull run. So how the hell could we get to a 500k Bitcoin? In this video, I'm going to go over my thought process and for the things that need to be put in place before Bitcoin goes legitimately mainstream. But before we get into this video, please drop a like and subscribe for more videos like this. So this right here is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. It is a pretty good indicator long term if you should buy or sell Bitcoin. Now, this of course isn't the only thing you should use, but it is very accurate in terms of what it's done in the past. In fact, I've used it, and for a beginner, this is probably going to put you above 99% of traders like this chart alone, but it really is impressive. Like you can see in the basically a fire sale band, which we're in now, by the way, pretty much predicted each bottom of a cycle. Anytime you're buying in this blue band historically, it's been an amazing time to buy. That being said, last bull run, it was actually quite underwhelming. In fact, we didn't reach this red band, and even in the 2013 bull run, it went outside the red band and was completely bonkers. We only went to the FOMO intensifies band, the orange band, then we corrected. And now we're in the basically a fire sale band, which surprised many people because a lot of people thought that, you know, we would see one last leg of the bull run, and that's when altcoins and stuff would go crazy for about a month, and then we'd see the bear market. But it was kind of like a slow decline to the point we're at now. For perspective, we're in this bottom band. Buying Bitcoin today at like 22k is equivalent to buying Bitcoin at 5.9k here, or Bitcoin for $235 in 2015. That is the equivalent of where we're at now. But this is the kind of mindset I had when I deployed capital into crypto. I was looking for Bitcoin to be in that basically a fire sale band before I even put money into it. This was the point that I actually deployed capital. In fact, yeah, like around this point was pretty much where I bought the majority of my Bitcoin. But to put this into perspective, had we seen that crazy leg up, we would have went to, we would have exceeded the 100k mark. As we're looking to go into the next cycle, like we can see this blue band is going to get higher and higher. In fact, by the time we'll get to the next halving, basically a fire sale price would be 42.5k, you know? Like 42.5k sounds really expensive for a Bitcoin, but that will be the dark blue band come next halving. So keep that in mind. As we go into that bull run, we start to see the true prospect of holding Bitcoin. A 100k Bitcoin at around the time of the next halving will still be considered still cheap. And when we get to like the blow off top territory, like we're going into 200k plus, even like exceeding 500k and going up to 720k in that maximum bubble territory. This is the type of prospect we can see from the Bitcoin rainbow chart come next bull run. But before we get on with the rest of this video, I want to show you guys an amazing centralized exchange that doesn't require any KYC. You don't actually have to provide your government identity to start trading on leverage like you do with Binance and some of the other big platforms out there. Margex is a very secure site, and it combines liquidity of multiple exchanges, so you don't get those stupid scam wicks that you sometimes see on some centralized exchanges. The cool thing with Margex is how easy it is to use. You go into the trading terminal, you select how much of your cross-trading account you want to put into a trade, and then you select the leverage. You can even trade on spot if you wish, but you can also go to 5x leverage, all the way up to 100x. From there you can long or short it, and they're very transparent with what fees you have to pay. As you can see here, it tells you exactly what the trading fees are, and you can select a whole multitude of different cryptocurrencies to long, short, or do whatever you want with them. You can get a bonus of 15% up to $10,000, and this goes into paying any trading fees. To deposit, click the wallet button here, and then before you deposit, click the use promo code button, and then enter 015. This is my promo code. You enter that, you'll get a bonus of 15% on your first deposit up to $10,000. Click the link in the description and use code 015. With that being said, let's get on with the rest of the video. Whenever I bring up the Bitcoin rainbow chart, I get a lot of pushback, but it's never really once failed. This basically a fire sale band, it very, very rarely goes outside of it. Like, this was the one time during the CV period where people were going a bit nuts. And then they went outside to like 4.9k. And then it quickly corrected, and yeah, the rest is history. But you can see it doesn't stay in this dark blue band for very long. Like, this was a good accumulation period, as was this, but there wasn't too many opportunities to get Bitcoin that cheap last bull run. Thankfully, I got in at the right time. Do you really want to be rolling the dice on, you know, if we see a huge relief rally and now you can never get it below 25k again? It's up to you, but I think if you're looking to deploy capital and get involved in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, this might not be a bad time to get into it. And a lot of people are kind of, you know, curious as to how the hell a 500k Bitcoin, where's that money coming from? Well, the adoption curve is going to be fueled by basically how bad fiat currency is being run. It's no secret that inflation is ramping up so much recently. Like, CV really, that was basically putting a lighter to this tinderbox that was inflation. And since then, it's been going even further downhill. I am almost certain that this is not going to change. By owning fiat currency and just putting your money as in savings in a bank, you're very likely to see losses. In fact, you're guaranteed to. Almost 10%. It's like 9.1%. You're becoming 10% poorer just having your money in a bank these days. And that's the official Fed numbers. But also, another thing that not many people talk about is the fact that the generation with money, the generation in power is getting replaced. Like, you know, we have like the boomers, right? And then, you know, there's Gen X, and then there's millennials. Now, millennials and Zoomers are getting older, they're getting more money, and they have a very different perspective and tolerance of technology compared to the generation that has money right now. I think it's fair to say that our generation is a lot more inclined to store their wealth into cryptocurrency like Bitcoin as opposed to gold bullion. I mean, we're in the digital age now. Do you really want to be hauling gold bars when you travel? Like, is that something people want to do? I really doubt it. Like, we're in the 21st century. Like, we need to have a better way of storing wealth in a digital landscape as of today, and cryptocurrency fits that bill. And we haven't seen Bitcoin be fully adopted yet because the generation with money right now are boomers. They're not so inclined to buy Bitcoin, but as time goes on and this generation starts getting money, they establish themselves, what do you think they're going to put their money in? Like, is it going to be gold bullion? I think over time, Bitcoin's market cap will exceed the market cap of gold. Especially recently in Uganda, there was a discovery of 31 million tons of gold ore that was just discovered, which has a face value of $12.8 trillion. As that gold comes into market, the price of gold is going to dip. The supply of gold is going to shoot up tremendously, whereas Bitcoin's always going to remain at 21 million coins. I think as the new generations come into wealth and power, we're going to see money be stored much more in cryptocurrency as opposed to gold. I mean, this is the 21st century. Like, we need a digital way to store money and trade it globally. And people are very slow to react to things. And hell, we could even see a 500k Bitcoin come next bull run. That is within the playing cards. It doesn't mean it's going to happen or that it's very likely to happen. Like, it is within the realm of possibility. When Bitcoin was at like, what, 5k, you know, we were discussing, you know, could we see a 100k Bitcoin? And that was seen as a fantastical prospect. Yes, we didn't get to a 100k Bitcoin last bull run, but we got to 69k. That's a 30% pump away from the 100k Bitcoin. So it's not that fantastical, is it? I think now is a great time to accumulate Bitcoin. Could it go down further? Possibly. Is there a lot more upside compared to downside? Yes, I would say so.